Welcome. My name is Idris Kamoga, and I am so happy to have you at this time. Well, we are still moving and we have to continue moving. As usual, we are in the month of April, still in the low season, but we have to push regardless. As you all know, low season means there is less to work on, you know, in terms of business. Tourists arriving, departures are limited, all that sort. But on the other hand, I must say, this is a good time, all right? It's a good time where you can recharge, refresh. It's a good time for so many activities that you can be engaging in at this time. Training your staff, taking a break as a person. We've talked about recharge. You can take your off. You can, when you recharge, then you can be able to rethink so well. It's a time for, you know, doing your audit, your evaluation. How have you been doing? You know, reorganization, all that stuff. We normally do it around rebuild. You see, so I don't expect people to feel so bad about the low season because it all starts all the way from March, April, and May. So these 3 months would help you rebuild, probably do some property inspection. I've seen so many tour operators on a farm trip, which is very good. You see, it's a good time for travel shows. If you have travel shows within the low season, at least you have less worry about losing business and serving your business partner or your clients. So low season comes with lots of goodies. So what I'm trying to mean is, don't be afraid that there is completely new, no business. This is a good time to weed our garden, to prepare, to bring in fertilizers, and then June, July, August, October. Of course, let's let that period find our gardens, ready for, for business. And I've always told people is business, getting business or securing business is as easy to those that are very organized. So get this time right for you to be able to organize yourself so well. Right. So today we have a very simple thing that I've always had, some asking me, why would you, Idris, let us be part of the tourism industry? And said, okay, today I want to give you reasons or why doing tourism business is as so simple, to start, to run, and manage. Especially a case study can be on tour operation. Why tour operation is so simple, eh, to start. And in our previous tutorials, we've showed you how to start, how to run, how to manage, and grow, right? But we want to water your appetite to be part of, this industry, you know, you to come and be part of it and join. Why not? I've seen so many people, preaching about other businesses, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I've always told you that this is one of the simplest businesses that you can start, right? So we want to show you in 5 key takeaways why. You see, at least I'm glad that on a daily basis, someone calls in and say, I want to be part, I want to join, give me the procedures. Oh, how can I start this? We've always told you things like commitment, it's key. What are the requirements? Things like commitment, legalities, all that stuff. But besides that, we want to give you the better part of why doing two operations is so simple. Because you might be there and, well, could be a bone to bite. No. It's no rocket science either. It's something that you can probably come and pick it up, right? But we want to take you through 5 key takeaways that you can probably grip on and say, ah, things are as simple as this. So, number one, low startup costs. And we've seen in our previous video that you can even start with no money, right? Compared to other businesses. I'll give you an example. If you to do real estate, you need how much money? If you to do mining, how much money? If you do to do extensive agriculture, how much capital you need? But specifically for you to be part of tour operation, it's a low cost venture to start, right? I've seen people starting with a laptop, with a phone, they connect with your internet and you're good to go. So easy to start, run and manage because of low startup costs. Very small. And people will give us their feedback in the comment section. How did they start? So be honest and tell. So first of all, we've done a video here and we've showed you bring nothing. You find hotels in place, you find airlines in place, you find vehicles in place because you can do it without vehicles. You see, and you probably you hire them from reliable suppliers. You see, all you need is a phone call. Customer calls in, can I book Kigali Serena? Yes. Or can I book that hotel? Yes. Get the prices, make a booking, add something, and you're running. So compared to other businesses that I've mentioned that would probably need a huge startup cost. So tour operation specifically requires less. Okay, flexibility and mobility for sure. Which business is as flexible as this? You can do anything in comfort of your home, right? If you're traveling, you're flying, you can still do two operations. You have your small laptop, your phone connected on internet, you can answer inquiries, you can quote, you can do anything. So flexibility, it is more flexible anywhere compared to something that you could probably think of. You cannot say you're going to run your hardware at home. No, you have to go where it is open, be there, and all that stuff. But when we talk about flexibility, mobility, wherever you are, at any given time, raining or shining, you can do two operations, right? So why not think about such a venture and, you know, and join? Still very virgin industry where you could come and also tap in. You see, you don't need to be, all you need is to have your controls right. Okay. Um, a handful of staff or team, you know, when it comes to human resource. If you're thinking of doing real estate, of course, you need so many workers, digging the foundations, roof. In other words, you need so many, right? If you think about extensive agriculture, of course, you have mechanism, the technology coming in, but still you have so many people plowing your land, doing this and all that stuff. But with two operations, a handful of staff, you have 4, 5, and I know people that, you know, one man's show, but you can as well do something with your wife, you can do something with your friend, 2 people, 3 people, and you can still do something. So, why is it so easy? This is what we are looking at. I'm giving you why two operation is so easy to start, run, and manage. Right? So you're afraid of saying, will I manage? The answer is surely you will manage because it's a handful of stuff that is required. You and your wife, you and your husband, team up and Start. Okay, simple and small equipments required. I've just talked about agriculture, I've talked about real estate. All that requires huge equipments. With two operations, literally no equipment. If required, simple and small equipments. You know, you have your phone, good to go. You know how to use it, good to go. You have your laptop with limited RAM and hard hard disk drive size, whatever. You're good to go. You see, so you don't need a bulldozer, you don't need a low bed carrier, you don't need a tractor, you don't need. So very easy in terms of. So you have simple equipments. Simple softwares to apply when it comes to working out, you know, um, journey plans and all that stuff. You see, so it's very easy and good to pick up. And lastly, ready market availability. Now, market approach has always been complex to many, but the reason why market approach is very difficult because you usually jump in when you're not ready. There is being ready and you open shop, and there is being unready and you open shop. So market has been a problem to those that open shop when they are not ready. But world over, there are so many tourists looking for destinations to visit. Roaming on internet, you can even close business in 2 hours. You can close business in three. You can close business in 1 hour. Because tourists will only come online to find who is there ready to give them a quotation, a nice one, well thought, and then they pay. But you came in with no product knowledge. You came in with nothing in terms of you don't know what you're selling. You don't know what you're majoring in or specialty. You have less, you have nothing completely. And when it comes to sell, you cannot sell. You cannot talk adequately about the destination that you're running. So, why is tour operation so easy to start run? Because the market is available. You can even start with a family relative. I want to take you to Queen Elizabeth. I want to take you to. People wed every day, and after wedding, they want to go to honeymoon. You see, international market is available. So many tourists flood in the country, and before they do that, they are looking for who is ready to make them move around. So market is available, and market will always be available. And trust me, tourism will not become cheaper tomorrow. It will always be expensive, but the market will stay. People will always yearn to visit destinations. So all you need to do is be ready. Be ready to have the market and serve it. When you serve it right, you save time, your accuracy levels are high, and you're probably going to get business. So you see how simple things are. So the simplicity in tourism business, especially the tour operation, I have never seen it elsewhere. Nothing that you can start with small or easy equipment or simple equipments, and tomorrow you have business, right? Two people, three people, you can run and you can make sales worth million of dollars plus. So think about it, and I hope you've learned something today because we've told you how easy, how simple it is for you to do two operations. So if you want to be part of us, give us a call. Let us know. We'll give you all the necessary help that you need. Otherwise, do not forget to follow us on our social handles. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for these and more learning tutorials. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we are on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I want to see you in our next episode of our tourism business learning tutorial. Bye bye. Thank you.